guys, I'm KiKipepper and welcome back to Storytime Sunday, where every Sunday I tell a crazy story about my life. Today's story is so scary. It is about when I was stalked on the way to school. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you're not, you will never miss one of my crazy stories. Let's go ahead and jump into this video. Let's go. So this entire story started at 7 o'clock in the morning. I was on my way to school, and as I was walking down the street, out of nowhere, a white van drives down the street with black windows and makes a U-turn. A guy gets out of that van and starts walking towards me. As the guy is walking towards me, I noticed that he had something in his hand that looked like it could have been a knife. So I start walking a little bit faster, and as soon as I speed up just a little bit, the guy starts walking faster with me. Y'all, I was so freaking nervous that my heart just started racing. Out of nowhere, a lady comes out of her house, and at that exact moment, the guy that was following me decides to turn around, get back in the van, and the van pulls off. I was freaking out and I was nervous and stuff, but at the same time, I was so sleepy that all I wanted to do was get to school and get back home. So I continue to walk down the street and I get to a stop sign. As I'm standing at the stop sign, I see across the street at the other stop sign a white van with black windows sitting there. So in my mind, I'm like, oh my god, that can be the guy. So I'm trying to turn my head away from the van so he can't see me. The car starts driving down the street. He rolls down his window. He looks at me and he says, get in my van, I'm gonna take you to school. At that moment, you guys, I jet in the opposite direction and I start running as fast as I can through the houses. I'm running through people's front yards. I'm messing up people's stuff. But as I turn around, I see that the van is literally driving behind me. Y'all, at this moment, I thought I was about to get kidnapped. I didn't know what was about to happen. I thought that he was literally about to put me in this van and nobody was going to see this. So I run into people's backyard. As I get to one backyard, I notice that the shed in their yard is open. I run inside of the shed, close the door, and I'm holding it. As I'm holding the shed, I'm thinking to myself, oh my god, I think I just messed up because I can't see anything outside of the shed and I definitely cannot hear anything. So I'm standing in this dark shed all by myself, not knowing what's going on the outside. The only thing that I had to protect myself was a book bag and I had lunch money. I had nothing else on me. So I'm sitting there shaking like, oh my god, please God, just let me get out of this alive. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Just let me get out of this alive. About 10 minutes pass and I literally slowly open the shed door and I start walking around like I'm at a war with someone that I don't even know. I walk down back towards the sidewalk and I start walking down the street and I remember there's a shopping center right down the street from here. All I had to do was make it to the shopping center, call my mom to get me some help. So I get on the sidewalk, start walking towards the store, and as I'm walking towards the store, I see the white van parked down the street. But the only way for me to get to the shopping center would be for me to pass this van. I was so scared. I'm like, okay, I need to go get help, but at the same time, I'm not trying to pass this van. So I cross the street, get on the other side, and I walk behind the houses on that side, get around the houses, go down the street, and I finally get around the van without him even noticing me. So I finally get to the shopping center. I call my mom and she tells me to hang up with her and call the police. As soon as I call the police, you guys, I'm telling them the entire story, but they told me I am supposed to stand there in the shopping center and wait for them. But because it was so early in the morning, none of the stores in the shopping center was open. So I'm seriously standing in the shopping center all by myself with nothing there but me and a payphone. So as I'm standing there, I see the white van again. It was as if this guy was literally looking for me, but little did he know I'm sitting at the shopping center watching every single move that he makes. So then it just looks like he pulls off and he just forgets the whole thing. After the van pulls off, about 7 minutes later, a police car pulls up with its lights on. When the police officer got out of his police car, he had his hand on his gun. He walks up to me and he says, well, what is the problem? Why did you call us? Or whatever. So I'm telling the police officer everything that happened. People were following me. It seemed like I was about to get kidnapped, so I called the police. The police officer looked me in my face. He started laughing at me. And he says, don't call the police unless something actually happens to you. So that kind of made me a little upset because I seriously feared for my life, and the police officer was literally just laughing at me. So the police officer told me to get in the back of his car, and we're literally driving to school. As soon as I get to the school, I realize how bad this actually looks. I'm sitting in the back of a police car, and nobody at the school knows why I was literally in the back of the car. People probably thought I was being arrested, or I was arrested, I just got out of jail, or whatever. So I get out of the police car, and the police officer literally walked me inside of the building of my school. As we're walking inside the building, every single kid in there is literally staring at me and whispering. They literally thought like I was in trouble and I did something wrong. The police officer walks me into my classroom, and inside of my classroom, my teacher was there and all of the students because I was super late to class. So let's make a really long story short. After the police officer left, I had to explain myself so many different times to so many kids that went to my school because everybody wanted to know why I showed up to school with a police officer. So after the situation, I never saw the white van again, but I still get so nervous whenever I'm walking somewhere because you never know who's following you. So you guys, that's all for this story. Don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, I love you guys oh so very much. Thank you so much for watching.